Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Well, shit.
The world's greatest warriors
Welcome to DOA.
have been brought together
Fights can happen any place against anyone.
for the ultimate competition.
Real Truth, DOA, Dead or Alive. It's 11 years from Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
And 12 from Street Fighter. But it's the same type situation. It is a movie based off of a video game that is supposed to be about a tournament. Because I've seen it before.
Well, I've seen bits and pieces, so I don't know any of these characters from their video game counterparts, so I just have what they showed me on screen to deal with. Now, I am aware of the notoriety, shall we say, that the Dead or Alive franchise has when it comes to fan service. Most of you probably are aware of the Dead or Alive fighting game having the Dead or Alive beach volleyball spin-off video games that is just strictly a whole crap ton of fan service.
It's a
nothing
okay.
I've
So
never played,
all right.
but I'm aware of that particular aspect of Dead or Alive. And when it comes to fan service from video game to movie, that translated very heavily.
I was a different person when Dead or Alive came out. Before 2006,
Well,
I was
sure.
a different person in the 90s and in the early 2000s. Way different from where I am now. Now, if that game came out, I wouldn't want to play it. Back then, when it came out, I bought it. I bought the beach volleyball.
Oh, wow.
I was playing the shit out of the game. Why?
Big ass titties.
This is your soapbox. I'm not saving you.
They had, I can always edit this shit out if I think it's too bad. They had breast dynamics for the first time like this in a video game ever. Okay? And then they had a fucking meter where you could be like, you could go from static to balloon. And hey, you know, so here we go. We have, what do we got? 5, 6 categories.
I was going to
All
say,
right.
what favorite volleyball scene? What got added and I didn't get the text message?
This movie stars nobody. No, I mean okay. There are people in the movie. Well, Kevin Nash.
I was going to give you Kevin Nash.
Yep. He's probably the big because Jamie Presley's really.
Jamie Presley was
she's
the other
well
one.
known, yeah.
And then the guy who plays Donovan, his name is escaping
Oh
me
God,
right now.
Eric Roberts. Yeah, it's got
Thank
Eric
you.
Roberts in it.
That's about...
It's got Liu Kang in it.
Robin
Robin
It
Shu.
is... we'll get to that later.
It's got Kane Kasugi in it, which y'all probably won't know. But we will get to that. That's it.
I know.
That's it.
Okay.
Best move.
Best move, I'm going to pick, and it's not even... I don't even necessarily know if it's the best move, but it's the one I appreciated the most. It is between Tina and... What was the black dude's name?
Wow. Holy crap. Name here.
Yeah. So it's a character that's been antagonizing her since the beginning of the movie.
She's
But
Johnny
she
Depp.
fights him in a ring.
Mhm.
Not a wrestling ring, but it's a kind of ornamental ring.
Right.
And because of that, there are pillars and things, and he's fighting her, and they get in a grapple, and she's facing the wall, and he grabs her back and flips her in a wrestling type of throw. And this appears to be something made of concrete. Probably wasn't, because she would have
Right.
broke something.
Right.
But I appreciate the
But it's
camera
supposed
following
to.
the whole move.
Yeah.
It's executed well. Jamie Presley also, so she's not a martial artist, worked out 4 months before the movie
Oh, you
in
watched
preparation
that.
for movie.
You watched that, huh?
And
Okay.
she's in phenomenal shape for this movie.
Dude.
Holy
Dude.
God.
Valkyrie.
Yeah, she looks great. So, it might not be her, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was her. But the extra reason that I love this is he's the one executing a wrestling move, and the main reason they're rivals to begin with is he's giving her shit for why is she there, because she's a wrestler.
Okay.
So just that added layer to it
Yeah.
from a story perspective. That was my favorite move.
Wow. Deep. Wow. From
Yeah.
story. Look at that. Street Fighter. Can you spell story, Street Fighter? My best move in the movie is it's a cinematic situation. Right?
Okay.
Because there's a lot of good camera work in this movie.
Yes, there
and
is.
there's also too many jump cuts in places.
Yeah.
Christy versus Helena. And for the people who have seen it, shut up. Let me get to. I know.
No.
Oh, they're in the rain and they're in. I know. Yeah,
No,
yeah. Christy versus Helena in the rain. There is a move she does where she grabs Christy. Christy
okay.
grabs Helena by the wrist and then by either right behind the elbow and drags her in midair. It's in slow motion. It
Yeah.
kind of doesn't make sense, but it kind of could happen in real. It's highly unlikely you could do this to someone in real life if they're the same size as you and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, judo, jujitsu, all that stuff. I know,
Yeah.
but the way it is cinematically,
I know
it
the
probably
movie you're
won't
talking
look
about.
this
Oh, yeah.
good.
No.
And this looks amazing. The slow mo, the rain.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and it's
Yeah.
my favorite move. The best
I
for me.
almost picked that.
Worst move.
Your turn.
My worst move in this movie. I have nothing against Eric Roberts. I have nothing.
Oh no!
But
I think we
respect.
picked the same thing. Alright. Alright.
Nothing against Eric Roberts. All right, he was in Best of the Best. I think that was my first time
He's older now.
seeing it.
In 2006, he's older now.
He's fighting Hayate, and
Yeah.
Hayate is a bad motherfucker. Hayate is the guy that plays Seraph
Yes.
in Matrix Reloaded, and then the third one, the second and the third. Was he in the second one? But he's awesome. He had to fight Keanu Reeves in the Matrix, so you don't get to see him do his best.
No.
If you watch a movie called Flashpoint, and yes, I know there's probably 7 movies called Flashpoint. Well, look for the one that has this guy in it. Oh wow, I can't think of his name right now, but it's him and
Starts
Donnie
with
Yen. Donnie Yen is the
Okay.
star of Flashpoint. So Donnie Yen versus the guy that played Seraph in the Matrix. You know that fight going. And matter of fact, that's one of my favorite fights of all time. We ain't gonna get into that. And Eric Roberts is fighting him, and Eric Roberts at this point has downloaded the information from all other fighters' technology in
Not all the
2000.
fighters.
Not all of them. And he's like, okay, I can beat Hayate now because I got my special
Glasses.
download fight glasses on.
I got my Google Lens
can
on
see
from
the
2006.
I can see the future.
Mm-hmm.
My worst move in this movie is Eric Roberts' jazz hands.
Thank you.
I don't, and what's messed up about it is they replayed this scene a couple times because
Yes.
the first time he does it, he loses in his Google,
Yes.
fight glasses. So he
Yes.
figures out how to, if I do it this way, then I can win. So then he restarts the fight again.
He
And
still has to open it the same way for the fight to start to go. It is the slowest looking thing too. I was watching it and I'm like, man, he's kind of old now. How is this gonna go? And it is the most. There's a lot of slow-mo cinematography. I was wishing that they just used it there because it would have made more sense. It was so bad.
I'm just glad, as bad as it is, I'm happy that
That
they
was
had the camera from the waist up. I don't know what his legs were doing at this point. To get him into that position at that age and being Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts probably has done some stuff to prepare for these movies. Eric Roberts did stuff that's in the behind the scenes that looks better than stuff he does in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, the jazz hands. I couldn't deal with it. I was laughing my ass off at the jazz hands. So that's my worst move.
I have to second this.
Oh wow,
that's why. Yeah, I was like, we picked the exact same thing.
Wow. Okay.
Because again, a lot of cutaways, but most everything that's happening, or cinematography things that even if I think it doesn't look good, I can't blame necessarily the actor or the choreography because there's some extra cinematography, maybe not making it look as clean.
Yeah. And
so I was looking for something actually that just looks bad because it looks bad. Yeah. And it looks bad. I think it's exacerbated by the fact that when he starts, pretty much the rest of the fight is 3 times that speed. Even other stuff he's doing. Yeah. So why that particular? The camera's at him, right? And so he's jazz hands and at. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you guys know, yeah. So
all right. Best part of the movie, worst part of the movie. So start with worst part of the movie, and it's you.
Okay. It's at the very beginning of the movie, and Kasumi's leaving. And Akane, some chick who loves her brother.
Ayane.
Yeah. Shows up to stop her.
Purple hair.
And Kasumi's wearing this kind of ceremonial pretty stuff because she's also a princess. And she flings I don't think
sword?
it's...
Her clothes?
Yeah, it's not a yakuta or yukata or anything because it's not tight. It's just a robe. She throws it in the air. I don't remember why. Cinematography maybe. And katanas come out. The sharp part of the katana pointed up. And the thing comes down and splits in half over the katana. The part I don't like or that I consider a worst move kind of gaffe is, and I feel like I'm being picky with this because I don't... I didn't really have any moves I didn't have any moves that I felt were bad. I could be wrong, but because you still get a vote. But anyway, they make a big show of this bit, showing, the swords are sharp and whatever. And then they do a sort of cutaway, and they put the camera on the ground, and they fall to the ground, and it's flutter, and it's beautiful, and whatever. Then they cut back, because they've changed the camera to ground, now they have to show the 2 characters again, and there's nothing on the ground.
Princess Kasumi.
Oh wow, I missed that.
It's completely...
okay.
Ground is clean of anything. And I'm just like... And this is early in the movie. The movie's already started over the top. It continues to be way over the top for another 15 minutes. And I was hurting already.
I'm going to tell you why I missed that. I'm going to tell you why I missed that part. Because my worst part of the movie is that opening scene.
Oh, really?
It was hard to watch. And I can imagine anyone going into this, the first time watching this movie, you don't know anything about it, not even making it to the rest of the movie because this opening scene is that bad.
Yeah.
The acting is horrendous.
I struggle with... Yeah. Kasumi's tough.
Ooh, Kane Kasugi isn't doing too much better, and I love his father.
Push it to the limit. No one left to stand in your way. You might get careless, but you'll never be safe while you're still.
I thought his acting picked up a little bit later in the movie.
Picks up,
but in the beginning, it was bad too.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Too. The beginning scene of this movie is just really, really bad. I mean, it sets up a story, but it doesn't do it compared to the rest of the movie. It's like, I guess you need it. You need to know why Kasumi is doing what she's doing. But man, best part of the movie.
Oh man. I actually had a hard time with this one. I really did.
I can let you go second then. If you
Sure.
Best part of the movie, honestly, shit's given. Is best part of the movie for me.
Okay.
I can, there's so many honorable mentions, I had to go with Shit's Given. Because they're all about how much of a damn they gave about translating. There's a scene where Donovan Eric Roberts' character is he comes out and meets them for the first time, and he's like 3 stories up in the building, and all the fighters are in the lobby or whatever.
Right.
And you see that camera angle from up top, and you see all the fighters, and they're dressed as they would be in the video game. And if not exactly, then they at least have the colors on, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
These women in this movie, we got Kasumi, we got Tina, we got Christy, we got Helena. They went through hardship, pain, struggle to be able to pull off the moves that they're doing. And we all know, or maybe we don't, but I know how it is filming fight scenes and having to do something over and over again in pain. I know what that's like. I know what they went through. Okay, and they looked good doing it.
Yeah.
And I know, like, people say, oh, you know, we're in the era of like the strong female character or whatever. Caucasian characters, male and female, have been strong in Hollywood for almost ever. Okay, we've been getting that for almost ever. Male, female, and child, actually. I might go watch Monster Squad right after this. Been strong in movies forever, right? But in this movie, I think they really ramped it up. Because if you look at like what comes after, like things like Underworld, or I don't know when Underworld came out. It might have came out before.
It was around the same time.
Okay,
First
so you look at
there.
Underworld. You look at your Resident Evils. I enjoy the first Underworld.
Oh, I love it.
There are parts
in
in
the first and the second one. I really.
I know. I enjoy the second one.
Yeah,
that's the one with the bat and
Yeah.
the big werewolf.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorite werewolves.
1 and 2 are really solid.
Yeah.
3 and 4 it kind of falls off, but the first 2 are really good.
I enjoy them. I enjoy parts of some of the Resident Evil movies. I don't believe Kate Beckinsale. I don't. The stuff she does, and and I think Kate Beckinsale sells it better than Mila Jovovich does.
Yeah.
And I don't think either one of them look good doing any of their stuff. They look fine. They look passable. But the women in this movie, oh my God, they look so good. I'm not talking about attractive. I'm talking about they look crisp. They look sharp. They look dedicated. They look like they just gave a shit. You know, I worked for a guy during the summertime, and I was a fight choreographer. He did not like women being in fight scenes. To the point to where he put restrictions on women in fight scenes because he didn't want them doing the stuff that the men could do. He didn't think they were capable or good enough to do what the men could do. And I wouldn't love to see him watch this movie because I don't want to see his bitch ass again. But I could imagine him watching this movie and seeing these women kick ass and just like being disgusted,
right?
You know, with it, because it's like, and they're fighting men, and they're falling down, they're getting hit, they're getting hurt, they're getting back up.
Get ready, fight!
I know it's not realistic. I made a big deal about Kylie Minogue played Cammy breathing hard after a certain scene. You're not getting that in this movie. This movie is heightened reality. You're not getting that.
Yeah.
But in the physicality, you're gonna get it, man. And they're giving it to you. The shit's given. That's my best part of this movie.
Very nice. Mine is a similar situation like that. You can tell. So, best part, if I had to pick a best part, I loved Bass and Tina's dynamic. Kevin Natt.
Yeah.
They did a really great job.
Yeah.
There's the scene where they're supposed, of course, very early in the movie, Bass is supposed to fight his daughter, Tina. Way too early in the movie, unfortunately, because it's eliminating Kevin Nash from the movie.
It's so
and
good.
he gets assigned the the database sends him who his opponent is, and so he charges into her bedroom.
Everybody has these wrist bands on, like when you go into a club, except it'll say the name of the person you're supposed to fight
electronically.
At random times, it'll just
you should go fight now. And so it's like the middle of the night, and Christy's spending the night in Tina's room because Christy's room's been trashed from earlier from a fight. And he walks in and totally misreads the situation, and Kevin Nash is hysterical throughout it. And then he decides not to fight his daughter because he wants his daughter to have, again, misreading the situation, which Christy reads into and plays along with to make it. It's funny. Kevin Nash and Jamie Presley do a great job of that daddy-daughter dynamic for their characters. It's a lot of fun.
Sweetie, I've come at a bad time again, haven't I?
But another subtle thing that I noticed that I like, and it goes along with your heavy breathing comment, where people don't... It's just something that you would think a lot of people would overlook or not think to do. It's during Christie's opening. I think this kind of goes along with shit's given, like people actually giving a damn about their performance, even down to the small details. During Christie's opening, they're establishing her character that she's a thief, right? And she's in her hotel room after the job, and she's naked with the exception of like a towel, and the police are there because she's been sold out by her partner, and they're there to arrest her. Well, of course, she overpowers them and gets the gun, and the main cop dude... She does this, she's getting dressed, of course, during the fighting, and so now she's in a bra and panties.
It's a wonderful fight.
The bra has fallen on, and she's being sassy with the guy, and so she tells the main cop dude, she's caught his gun after some aerodynamics, and she's holding it back, and he's behind her.
At his crotch.
At his crotch. And she tells him to do her up, to snap her bra on, and he moves because of it, to do it, and her arm moves and follows where his crotch is.
Do me up.
Even though the actress isn't looking, may not even be knowing that the actor had to move, she paid attention. And it's one of those little things.
This is why this is my best friend.
I liked it. Why. Like I said, I think it goes along with just the little things. Paying attention to mastering your craft.
Yeah.
And, it's little, there are a lot of little things like that in this movie.
Yep. That
make it to where, even though it's over the top, it's sometimes you just have to appreciate those little things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great.
I watched the movie a couple times, to be honest with you. And yesterday while I was watching it, I love that part. And she's not even looking at him, but you see her move her gun as he moves his crotch.
It's not just a subtle. It's like 6 inches or something. She moves
accurately
to where his...
All right, so now on to best characters. All right, best and worst characters. Mm-hmm. Okay, so who's your best character?
This is tough.
Yeah.
I have an honorable mention here.
Okay.
But best character is Tina.
Okay.
Mostly because of Jamie Presley.
Okay.
Doing her character.
Right.
Of the three major female, well, if we don't count Helena, of the three characters, Christy, her, and Kasumi, she's the one that's more for fun than anything else, and so she's a little bit more of the happy-go-lucky character of the three, and is fine with developing the friendship, even though the other two have other things on their mind. And it all feels organic, it all feels natural, and she's a fun character. And I enjoyed any time she was on screen. So if I had to pick a best character, I really love Tina. Okay. An honorable mention goes to Weatherby. Because...
Run that by me again?
An honorable mention goes to Weatherby. So Weatherby is the geeky, nerdy lab assistant guy of Donovan who...
I just gave you a compliment. This is why you're my best friend, and you're going to hit me with Weatherby, huh?
I've got your back, Helena! Ow!
You're going to hit me with Weatherby.
You know, in the early moments, he was worst character because he does... Because he's the lab assistant and also the person kind of helping run the tournament, they have surveillance cameras everywhere.
Okay.
For the purposes of what's going on. And he likes Helena. And he comes off as a little creepy. And so, because he breaks the mold of what that character typically is, especially based on how his character started. I appreciated the growth of the character.
Okay.
So, honorable mention due to good character growth for the character.
Alright. Okay. My best character is also Tina.
Yeah, see?
It was difficult, though, because Christy is also great.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kasumi is at the bottom for me.
Easily
At the bottom. I mean, I'm not counting Ayane. I'm not counting Ayane.
I put Helena at the bottom.
I'm not putting any. No,
I
I wouldn't put Helena at the bottom.
Me.
I can't. Not with that smile. I think she's
okay.
Look, no, okay. Look, hey, okay. I think Helena. Well, Helena's so every time Helena was on screen, it just brightened up. It's a bright movie regardless. It's a very, very.
She's got that bubbly, naive personality.
Yeah,
type of thing.
and she's just a nice person. She seems like a nice person. I like Helena a lot.
Yeah.
Christy is a badass, but also she is a thief in the movie, and she came there to rob the place, but
and
also
supposed to be an assassin based on.
Yeah.
They said thief assassin in the character description, which I didn't see much of.
No, but Tina is
she's
cool.
well acted too. Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Worst character in the movie.
Yeah.
Now,
I'll be very surprised if we don't have the same person here.
Oh, okay, then we probably do. I thought you were gonna think I was gonna say Weatherby after what I said earlier. It was close. But this one guy named Max.
There we go.
Does not get better at all.
Fuck Max.
Have you seen this Max character? A DOA fighter. Yeah, right. This guy's a total fake.
I can't have him removed from DOA Island, or I can have some fun.
This is also my worst character too, and it wasn't even close.
No, Max is a piece of crap. He can't fight, but he's at a fighting tournament. He's kind of a comic relief.
And gets eliminated, but somehow, other than other characters that got eliminated, he stays there.
Stays in the movie
somehow.
He is. He's there to try to rob the place as well. He and Christy, I guess, have worked together and also dated. Christy, what are you doing? And
this is why she didn't get favorite character, because she stayed with him at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I can understand that. He was. I think he was supposed to be funny. He will be for some people. Wasn't that funny to me? For me, look,
Christy could have done it by herself.
I played the game. The game is stupid.
Is Max even in the game, though?
No!
Okay, well there.
What if we're wrong about him?
Why think we're wrong?
Now it comes down to the last category.
Fights.
Yes.
Best and worst fights.
Worst fight in this movie is, for me, the worst fight. I'm picking Max versus Bayman. Because it ain't... Okay, it's not really... It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's Max. Nobody likes Max. We don't like Max.
Yep.
Bayman really... didn't really care. He was a nothing character. I mean, we get it. He's one of Donovan's
Well, he's
goons.
also in the tournament, too.
He's in the tournament.
And
He's in the game.
He's
in the game.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Since you also have the same fight, what do you have to say about it?
He should be able to handle Max, who's, like, trying to hit on Helena at this point, so I don't even remember. He might be half-dressed or something. He's just not prepared at all to defend himself from something. And kicks these dress shoes very awkwardly that, magic happenstance do just the right thing to not... It's just bad.
God damn you, Max. There was another fight. There's a fight where, you remember the fight where Helena and Weatherby are on the steps, and then these people come at them with weapons. That Helena should be dead.
Yes.
Helena and Weatherby should be sad.
That's my runner-up.
What the?
There's so much about that fight that makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
It's a PG-13 movie, first off. And fighting on steps, like I said, choreograph-wise, looks good. There's
choreograph
just
wise,
nothing logical.
You got to
about
give
it.
him credit for even being able to, honestly, for being able to do that. Helena doesn't.
Luna.
Helena doesn't come off, like, from what I can see, she doesn't come off like she's been doing this for her life. And to do a fight scene against a bunch of people on
Steps.
yeah, I can't make it worse fight just for that. She put her whole entire ass into it, and
Yeah, and then the same thing for me. Like, just because it doesn't make sense, a lot of these, unfortunately, these movies, we have to have a suspension of disbelief anyway.
we're talking about Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Dead or Alive.
Exactly. So, again, even though there's parts of it that don't make sense and a suspension of belief is required, what they do still looks good.
Right.
Even if you look at it and go, yeah, she should be salad.
Right. And, or also, like I said, maybe sweating, maybe breathing hard. But this movie isn't about that. Best fight in the movie. Best fight for... Did I go first? Okay, you go first this time.
All right. So, best fight. I have an honorable mention here, and I'm actually, because of what you've already said, my honorable mention is actually Leon Kasumi.
Really? For best fight?
Because
Please tell.
I enjoy all of the destruction and the cinematography of it. Even though it has flaws, again, lots of jump cuts. You're not seeing a whole lot of anything that's happening in a smooth motion. But the amount of effort that I know the actors put into filming that scene, I appreciated.
Yeah, okay. So the fight itself on paper is good.
Yeah.
But what is your actual?
My actual favorite fight is what
do they look like?
it's Christy Helena.
Oh, okay. We know what they look like. Okay. Right.
I think they play to the strengths of both of these characters, or the actresses, and it's almost just a straight up fist fight. And so since they keep it actually kind of simple, it looks really good. Plus, their facial expressions, they've become friends at this point. You can tell they actually hate that they're having to do this fight. There's emotion in it, and I appreciate that. You know one of them doesn't want to eliminate the other. And then from the cinematography standpoint, there's a lot of slow-mo, so it's a torrential downpour of rain.
This is also my favorite fight, so let me help you out a little bit. Well, not help, but jump in there. They're what are they, ankle deep? They're at least shin
and that
deep
was the next thing I was going to say.
In water, right.
I have not done a fight sequence in rain. I have played football in rain, and it's not easy in a torrential downpour of rain where your cleats don't mean shit. And these two are in basically bathing suits barefoot, trying to do all of these things in ankle deep water on sand. Well, it's not sand anymore.
Once again, they ain't doing it once. They have to do multiple takes.
Yeah.
I'm sure they wanted to go to sleep.
All of this layered together. And again, it's a physical fight. They're putting a lot out there, whether they're either acting like they're putting it all out there because of the emotions or the actual movements where, like I said, they're just fist fighting each other.
Oh, man. The end where it kind of zooms out and you got Helena loses and she's in the water, I think face down. Look, the game is a misogynistic game. The movie does not shy away from showing you butt cheeks.
No,
it does. Matter of fact, doesn't the fight start with butt cheeks? I think the fight starts with butt cheeks. I wouldn't change a thing because they are adapting this from a video game and they are doing it right. Oh, there was another thing I really liked about the movie. In the beach volleyball, because it's Helena and Christy versus Tina and Kasumi, and at one point, Helena and Christy score a point, and Christy does her spin. She does her
something from the video game.
From the video game, her
Okay.
celebration move. I think Christy does hers too.
Okay.
And even in the fights, when they're doing the montage fights, and Helena almost made it to when Helena's fighting. I can't remember who she's fighting, and she wins. She does her pose.
Yes.
And that's also from the game. Yeah, she really studied. Out of all the characters, to be honest with you, which is why she almost was my favorite. She seemed like she translated the most from the game. They all translated a lot,
character.
but she seemed like she translated the most for me. I maybe have to watch it again, and I had no problem with that. But
yeah,
now, as we always do, we have Bloodsport, we have Mortal Kombat, we have Street Fighter, and now we have DOA Dead or Alive.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to compare and rank.
All right.
I shit on Street Fighter. And I was like, now it's time to get him back. Let's get him back and let's make him watch Dead or Alive. So I do want to know what you think about it.
This is a wild movie, as has been said. It opens with ridiculous wire work to, hang glider, and finishes with 700 samurai charging 5 ladies with katanas at the top of stairs.
That's so good.
It's a non-stop roller coaster ride of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And but the thing, and because of this is so hard to rank. Boy, it's hard to rank because the parts that are good are great. They do a really good job with the characters. The acting is a little rough for certain actors or actresses. I think Kasumi really struggled. The actress to play Kasumi really struggled, and it doesn't help that she's quote unquote the main character.
I think it was some of the direction too. She wasn't allowed to be, vibrant and.
She's wooden, I would say. So it's good. I think I'd put it second in the whole list. Ahead of Street Fighter, but still below Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
If only because I just have more attachment to Mortal Kombat from the familiarity of the game to, I'm more attached or familiar with the characters. Now, there's a better cast of characters in this movie. There are more fights that I think are largely better than in Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's got some great fights, but that's some. There's not as much fighting in Mortal Kombat as is in Dead or Alive, which just is a byproduct of having a larger cast. Yeah. But unlike Street Fighter, there's fighting in this movie. So, as much fun as I have watching Street Fighter and laughing, whereas in this movie, it wasn't always laughter, it was a wow, they did that. That's where that camera came from. There's still good parts about this movie, and would probably watch it again. Easily, like with Street Fighter, watching it with you would be a lot of fun. But it was something else. But I think I would still put Mortal Kombat ahead of this just slightly. It's still a fun movie. Just what the connections I have with Mortal Kombat go back just a little further.
Yeah, I can dig it. That's me in Bloodsport. That's why Bloodsport's hard. It's very hard for me to put Mortal Kombat above Bloodsport. That and Bloodsport does kind of do the tournament part better. Mm-hmm. This movie, in my opinion, does everything better. So
then,
all of them.
Okay.
So I
will disagree with you on music.
Go ahead. Oh, well, you know what?
Music.
Actually, it does. Okay.
I think Mortal Kombat soundtrack still surpasses everybody.
No, not on music. No, Mortal Kombat has the best soundtrack. Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
I'm sorry. All right. Not on soundtrack. No.
So what is your ranking?
This is Dead or Alive, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It's Dead or Alive, and there's a gap.
Oh.
And then it's Mortal Kombat. I don't think anything can fill that gap. There's a gap, and then it's Mortal Kombat.
We still have Double
and Mortal
Dragon to
Kombat
watch.
is shut up. Damn it! But no, there's a gap, and Mortal Kombat's badass. Mortal Kombat is awesome, badass. I just think this movie is just so much better as far as video game to movie translation.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Bloodsport and Street Fighter for me. So now we've got all the video games that were tournament video games out of the way, and now we're just doing a beat 'em up.
Correct. Yeah, Double Dragon wasn't even a tournament when it comes to the video game. It was just a fighting game.
Right. So
yeah.
we'll get that out the way. And then maybe if we have time, we'll do Enter the Dragon.
Nice.
Because if it weren't for Enter the Dragon, none of this. That's been the real truth. Peace.